to gluten or not gluten? That is the question. Yes, my great Shakespeare. I know I should be an actor. Gluten, it is everywhere. It is a question people ask me. In fact, it is probably one of the most common questions that I get and one of my most popular videos. So how do you know if gluten is or should be a big deal for you? Well, in this video, we're going to answer exactly that question. What is gluten? And then we'll talk about 5 signs that may give you an idea that you may have a gluten allergy. And I'm going to give you 5 gluten-free foods that you may enjoy. And be sure to stick to the end of the video. We're going to give you another video recommendation on your gluten issues. Guys, let's talk about poop. Howdy y'all, Dr. Islam here, aka your poop guru, trying to give you the best tips and tricks so you can live your best life from the top all the way down to the bottom. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe so you get more videos like you're watching in today's video. So let me tell you about a patient of mine named Nina. Now Nina for a long time has been having a lot of GI issues, bloating, nausea, diarrhea, just feeling all over and just feeling inflamed in her entire body. In fact, she was also suffering from arthritis, brain fog, and also her hair was falling out. And even though she was eating as much as she can, she was still feeling fatigued, tired, and having so many gut issues. So when she came to see me, we did testing and we actually found out her issue was gluten. We got rid of gluten in her diet and she felt so much better. In fact, within a couple of weeks, she was a brand new person. She was smiling, she was happy, she had her energy back, and her gut issues went away. So what exactly is gluten? We see this all the time. Gluten is a molecule that is in wheat products that gives us its substance and keeps that product together. Gluten helps that food to maintain its shape and its texture. In fact, it acts as a glue to bind everything together. And gluten can be found in all sorts of different foods, even things you might not even expect. Now, us humans have evolved to have these digestive enzymes to help break food down. In fact, one of the more common digestive enzymes is called protease. This is the enzyme that actually helps to break down protein. However, it has a difficult time to break down gluten. And so undigested gluten goes out into your GI tract, kind of doing its thing, hanging out. Now, most people have no issues at all with undigested gluten. However, there is a subset of patients that either have an intolerance to gluten, they have other symptoms like bloating, nausea, pain, hair issues, or they actually have an autoimmune disease in which the body attacks that undigested gluten to cause severe symptoms and lab values from that. And that autoimmune response is called celiac disease. This is literally your body attacking itself because of undigested gluten. You lose the capability to absorb vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. And we can see this reflected in blood counts and other tests as well. Now, other individuals also have a difficult time digesting gluten, but they don't actually have the autoimmune disease called celiac disease. They have what's called non-gluten sensitivity. This is very common, and it's the reason why a lot of people have issues with gluten, but you actually don't have the autoimmune disease in which your body attacks itself to cause severe complications. Now keep in mind, when people say they are gluten intolerant and they don't have celiac disease, it actually may not be gluten itself, but maybe a whole spectrum of carbohydrates that are difficult for these individuals to digest. These carbohydrates, called FODMAPs, typically will ferment in these individuals' guts, causing symptoms of pain, bloating, nausea, dissension, feeling like you're pregnant all the time. And actually, gluten is a component of the FODMAPs. And so people who are more sensitive actually may feel those gut issues from the FODMAP groups and not necessarily gluten. Now, there are 3 main food groups or foods you should be aware of if you're wondering if you have a gluten issue. This includes barley, wheat, and rye. These are like the big 3 that encompass the vast majority of foods that have gluten in it. And these in general include foods like cereal, pasta, malt, sauces, salad dressing, bread, and beer. Now remember Nina's story? If her story sounds familiar, here are 5 signs or symptoms you should keep an eye out for to suggest that you may have a gluten issue. Number 1, abdominal pain. Does your stomach hurt after you eat? Do you not want to eat because of how you feel? That could be a sign of a gluten issue. Number 2, nausea and vomiting, especially if you have certain foods that have wheat products or gluten in it. Number 3, diarrhea. Are you constantly living in the bathroom? Do you feel yourself, I don't want to eat food because I know I'm going to have to rush to the bathroom as soon as I'm done. Number 4, weight loss, especially if it's unintentional weight loss. And number 5, fatigue. Are you running out of gas and have no reason you should be? If you have any of these symptoms, this could be a sign you could be having a gluten issue. Now, everyone who suffers from gluten issues are always worried about enjoying the foods that they want to eat. Well, I'm gonna give you 5 foods I recommend that you can incorporate today if you are suffering from a gluten issue. Number 1, brown and wild rice. This rice is perfectly fine for those individuals who have a gluten sensitivity. Not a problem at all. You don't need to give up all rices. Incorporate these rice, especially if you enjoy that particular food. Number 2, fresh fruits and vegetables. My dream. I love it when my patients have fresh fruit and vegetables, and you can have this even if you're on a gluten-free diet or have a gluten sensitivity. It's fantastic. It allows a foundation for your gut health. It gives you enough fiber. And you know me, fiber is what I want you guys to have. Just remember that frozen or canned fruits or vegetables can sometimes contain gluten, so make sure you read the ingredients. Number 3, fresh meat or seafood. Things like chicken, fish, wild fish are fantastic for your gut, but also don't have products that have gluten in it. So it's okay to have that, not a problem. Just make sure that food is grilled and not breaded, because breaded has gluten. Number 4, chocolate. Yes! Chocolate is gluten-free, so it's okay to have that. Now, don't go overboard. Hey, I'm not telling you, hey, go crazy on chocolate. No. This is not an excuse, but if you enjoy that occasional sweet tooth, having chocolate, it should not be a big deal. And number 5, coffee. You still enjoyed that sweet cup of joe in the morning? Not a problem. Go ahead and have that coffee. If you want to add a creamer to it, just make sure to check the ingredients. Here's my call to action to you. If you're worried that you may be suffering from a gluten issue, review those symptoms and come see someone like me who's an expert and figure out if you have a gluten issue or not. Maybe we can change your life like we did Nina's and getting you to feel so much better. If you're curious that you have a gluten intolerance, don't forget to check out this video on which I discuss that in more detail. My question today for you, have you suffered from a gluten issue? Do you have celiac disease? Have you had another GI issue as well? Comment down below. I would love to hear your experience and what you did. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We get videos like you're watching in today's video. Guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget, let's talk about poop. And if you want to learn more, if you're suffering from a gluten intolerance, don't forget to check out this video right here.